This week's excursion is in Savannah and Tybee Island, Georgia. Today I'll be racing the clock in a series of running, biking, kayaking, surfing, and fishing adventures along these Savannah shores. The excursion crew and I will be tracking my overall time right here. And if I beat the clock, I'll be dining here at the Distillery Ale House in Savannah's historic district. But if I don't beat the clock, the crew will be eating my hard-earned meal. All right, let's get started. It's the city General Tecumseh Sherman chose not to burn as he completed his march to the sea. In fact, he offered Savannah to President Lincoln as an early Christmas gift when Union troops captured the crucial Confederate port city on December 22, 1864. This gorgeous old town maintains its colonial charm, lined with cobblestone streets and block after block of historic homes and squares. Tonight I'm crashing at the Embassy Suites in the heart of the historic district, knowing a good night's rest was in order to prepare for tomorrow's adventure. In this excursion, I'll be racing by foot from Savannah along the river to nearby Tybee Island, once known as Savannah's Beach. Tybee boasts a wide 2.7-mile sandy coastline and an impressive pier and pavilion that serve as a worthy epicenter to this comfy beach town. Before we begin this Savannah excursion, why don't we check out this Savannah region from a bird's eye view? But I've never seen a bird like this.
Dave Myers, Amphibian Air.
Amphibian Air, this is incredible. I saw this, I said, I gotta do this. This is the way to see the Savannah area.
This is my baby. This is Mellow 1, and she is a powered hang glider. We're gonna fly around downtown to Tybee and Defusky. She's a special light sport aircraft, and I'm a flight instructor. And I tell people all the time, two things. You're gonna fly with somebody you just met at the boat ramp. Number one, ask to see their pilot's license.
Okay, all right.
Very important. I'm an instructor. And if the pilot does not have it, don't fly with them. Some people have a lot of money, but no sense. There's only 5 of me in the world.
Okay.
As instructors right now.
Right.
There's a lot of land versions, but very few amphibious versions. This one can land on land or the water, but the water's the biggest runway and the most fun.
What a way to visualize the journey. McQueen's trail was so cool to witness from 1,000 feet above. We then swung down low to circle Tybee Island, turning necks and drawing waves from December beachgoers at every turn. The waves in the ocean seemed pretty high, meaning surfing could be successful and, more importantly, entertaining. But my favorite part of the ride was landing on a deserted barrier island via Amphibian Air. Okay, here we are. This is Williamson Island.
Williamson Island.
Landed on the water.
Our track.
Oh yeah, here we go. Tire tracks. Unbelievable. I think I like Amphibian Air.
Now, Dave, are you ready for the front seat?
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, he is.
I still got to do the excursion. I think I'm ready for the front seat. You're a good teacher.
Yes, sir.
Good instructor. Our own island. Back into the craft, but this time Dave and I switched seats. That's right, I'm now the pilot, manning the throttle and the wings. In a word, wow. If the craft starts drifting right, give a little bump to the right with your arms, and the craft reacts a few seconds later. It takes some getting used to, but the experience is incomparable.
You got to sit up front and see what it was like to fly along like a bird.
I can't believe I was flying. I mean, it was a comfort knowing you could take control there if needed.
But that's how you learn.
Yeah.
And it's a very easy aircraft to fly, and it was just incredible getting to take you around your route today and see all the things we saw.
Now that we've mapped out the excursion, it's time to get the blood pumping here on the McQueen's Island Trail. This is actually the site of the old Savannah Atlantic rail line, which used to take beachgoers from the Savannah area all the way to Hoppin' Tybee Island. It is 5.6 miles. I've been averaging about 8.5 minutes per mile lately on the longer runs. Gonna set the excursion clock at 49 minutes as my time to beat. Smell the salt air. I see some dolphins jumping. Map my run has begun. Let's get started. McQueen's Trail is a moderately easy run, completely flat with a soft surface, making it easy on the knees.
First couple of miles average 7.5. Way ahead of the pace, but a ways to go.
Palm trees, sand critters, and beautiful plant life line the trail, and you can't miss the amazing Fort Pulaski National Monument during your run. Commissioned by President Madison after the War of 1812, this coastal fortification made with an estimated 25 million bricks proved to be obsolete in the Civil War when advanced Union rifled cannons obliterated the fort's walls. Evidence I could clearly see from across the river during the jog.
Slowed down, I think, just a little bit. I'll know at the next split.
Map My Fitness is an iPhone and Android app that tracks my run, gives my split time per mile, and it connects directly with most any fit band on the market. You can journey on one of the 70 million trails they have on file, including most of the rails to trails like McQueen's Island Trail.
Yeah. Man, all right, 7 minutes, 48 seconds per mile, 43 minutes and 48 seconds. All right, crew, I'm way up on you. Time for the next leg.
So far, we've soared above Savannah and Tybee Island, Georgia, catching a glimpse of this historic region from above. And I mapped my run along the old Savannah Atlantic rail line from the mainland to Tybee Island's back river, where I met Kevin of Savannah Canoe and Kayak in hopes of catching an edible fish to feed the crew. That is the challenge. I've got 2 hours once the first hook hits the water. Let's go kayaking.
We've got guides at the shop that'll take you out and see kayaks like your cameraman was in. But if you want to fish, we do that too. We have boats that sit on top kayaks that are especially suitable for fishing. Mostly what we're going to be looking for today are trout. Trout have a soft mouth. If you set the hook on them too hard, you're just going to rip it right through their lip.
Absolutely.
Okay. So most of the time when you're fishing, I want your rod tip down near the water.
Okay.
Keep the line tight, you know, on the retrieve. When you do get the tug, I need you to lift up, but don't yank it.
I'm not setting a redfish or a bass.
Or a tarpon. It's nothing like that.
Okay.
Very sensitive mouths.
Yeah.
But once they're on, you really have to keep the rod tip up.
I just like being down here on the water. A little relaxation, even though that clock's ticking. Fish on.
Rod tip up.
Yeah, he got it right when it was going down. I think I got little sheep's head. No.
Dude, that is a juvenile black drum.
Juvenile black, nice.
It's a shame because bigger, those things are tasty.
There we go. Now how large do these guys get?
Oh, they get up to 50 pounds.
50 pounds, this is about 40 pounds.
Yeah, right there.
And off he goes.
Fantastic. Well, if they're
That's
here,
fun.
there are other things here.
So the black drum is edible, but that black drum was not edible.
Black drum are delicious and common restaurant fare. In Georgia, we can fish 12 months out of the year. You're gonna fish for different species, different techniques.
It's a whole different element to fishing. You're not just sitting there letting the motor do all the work. You are the motor.
You gotta pick your spots, move when you can, the way the wind, the current will let you. You gotta get it lined up to make the cast, and it's all up to you. I'm gonna slide over to the next bank, because that's where we've had some really good trout action.
Got it.
Good hard shove. There we go.
Kevin, we got a few minutes waiting for the tide to flip. There's hot tea in here?
Hot tea.
Savannah Canoe and Kayak set you up with hot tea.
When they say full service shop, they mean it.
I tell you what, tall or small? Oh, it's smoking. Pinky's up.
Cheers.
Oh, yes. Kayak fishing, high tea, almost noon. What do we got here?
Oh, dude, that's like 12 and a half.
12 and a half.
That's a ½ inch below legal.
Oh.
If one that size is there, they're going to be more. That's the school. I mean, that's the schoolie size.
Beautiful. Just a few minutes left. The trout are out there. At least he's catching. It's my turn to join in. Woo! It's getting close, but
Come on, let's get a big one.
all right, we're catching them. Rapid pace now. Right at the end. There you go. Need the net? There we go.
I got him. That one might be keeper size, baby.
Yes, sir. We did it, Kevin.
We did it.
Clock's ticking. Right at the end. Boom, boom. We found that spot.
We found the spot. I told you, fishing out here is as much hunting as it is fishing.
Yeah.
You know, you find the fish, you find the spot. Because we hit that spot a couple of times on the falling tide.
Yeah.
When usually it produces, there was nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
We came back right after the tide turned, and there they were.
Now, I'm gonna have to find out from the crew whether the fish counts, because you caught the edible fish. They're all edible, so maybe we can
You
amend
caught
this.
3 edible fish.
3 edible fish.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And we didn't say anything about being legal.
That's right.
So we got the legal fish in the boat.
In the boat.
I got the tea still in my boat. Maybe we can do a little tea and then eat a little later. What do you say?
That's dinner. Sounds good.
From the reels to the waves, time to catch a curl with the kindest and coolest guy in coastal Georgia. Say aloha to the one and only hot sushi of Happy Surf Camp Aloha. This is the part I've been waiting for. This is hot sushi.
Aloha, y'all.
All right.
Welcome to Tybee Island.
Now, I see people surf. Looks like a lot of fun.
Sure.
I've got to learn to do it myself. I guess we're going to kind of go rodeo style, try to get 8 seconds on a wave. Is that possible?
It sounds like fun enough and good enough.
All right,
Yes,
all right.
yes, sounds like fun.
Now, you teach people younger than me usually. Tell me about Happy Surf.
Yeah, my Happy Surf Camp Aloha, designed for age 6 to 14 years of age. And besides that, I do a lot of private lessons, group lessons, family lessons.
And I'll tell you one thing. Hot Sushi's going to help me with everything. He didn't help me with my wetsuit because I had it on backwards. So this zipper,
That was
this
awesome.
zipper's in the back. And can't go without talking about the bus. This is not a minivan, folks. This is a bus.
The bus. You have to feel good to be a surfer. And then, you have to have a ride. And you have, it's part of the deal.
I get it. I get it.
I'm
I
living the
think
dream.
Once I'm up on a board, I'm going to get into it. It's going to be part of my life.
Sure,
I think.
sure.
8 seconds. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hot Sushi took me through surfing techniques step by step. Step 1, stay evenly in the middle of the board. Step 2, do a yoga-like push-up. I think this move is called Cobra. Step 3, slide your front leg up and follow with the back foot almost perpendicular.
If you get used to it, I know you're gonna be. You can create your own style.
Okay.
Cross step, cheetah fly, hug turn.
Next, bend the knees. Do not hunch your back. And then ride the curl until the clock clicks to 8 seconds.
Push up, front foot up, get up, bend your knees. Ah!
Carry it the right way.
Yeah, let's get it. Wow. Look out for the big wave.
Wave 1 was a minor success. Wave 2 was disastrous.
It's a workout. Way you beat me on that one. I'm getting close to 8 seconds. It's coming.
Waves 3, 4, and 5 started to test my endurance. And eventually, I then headed out one more time to flaunt my new Aloha skills, but I didn't time my wave right and smacked my cameraman Lex with my surfboard as the wave took us both out with thunderous authority. And I lost my bodacious surfing visor in the process. In final 8 seconds on a wave, one cameraman smacked with a board and one lost visor.
I found mine!
Spell success on this leg of the excursion. Mahalo and aloha to hot sushi.
On to the next part.
Yeah, aloha.
Hot sushi, baby.
We've mapped our run, kayaked, caught a few trout, flown via amphibian air, and caught a wave for what was arguably 8 seconds. And now the last leg of the Savannah excursion. Time to map my ride in the thick sandy beaches of Tybee Island's coast.
Last leg of the excursion, the bike ride from the south end of the island up to the north. But folks, I have a secret weapon. Fat tire bike, 4 inches wide. Got this from my buddies up at the Kayaking River Bike Shop in Ellijay, Georgia, which happens to be the mountain biking capital of Georgia. You see, these fat tire bikes, they can handle the terrain. They don't slip and slide as much. And here in the sand and ice, when you're biking places like that, it displaces the weight a little more, so you don't sink into the sand. That's my secret weapon. I got 20 minutes to do this. Map my ride has begun. Let's go. Almost there. Well ahead of schedule. A little harder than I expected, but I'm loving this. See the birds? Lighthouse. Woo! Bench. Excursion complete. 2.5 miles, 18 minutes. 20 was the excursion time to beat. From the south end where hot sushi was up to the north. Slayed it. I'm getting hungry. Let's do some eating. The distillery, this is the reward zone for me, all right?
What a great reward.
Oh, I tell you what, I mean, honestly, I've been here before. So when I learned this was gonna be our reward, I was thrilled. There's character here, there's history here.
There's a distillery here in 1904 called the Louisville Distillery. We have now just found out that back in 1785, a gentleman from Maryland, where I'm from Maryland, opened up a bakery and a distillery at this very spot.
1785, George Washington was still alive.
Yeah, this is just right after the Revolution. It's
Yeah.
crazy, you know?
You have a bottle
I have a
from
bottle
that era.
that dates back to when it was a distillery in 1785. Pretty cool.
That's some serious history. And there's other things you can see all around the walls here that show the history.
We pay homage to Prohibition and the temperance movement. I've got certificates on the wall for prescriptions for medicinal whiskey only.
Got it.
I've got photographs of the old city. We kind of have an eclectic mix.
Now, I've eaten here before. I told you that. And that's part of the reason I'm here now, because I enjoyed it. Tell me about Chef John back there and the food you do.
Chef John and Chef Keem are amazing. We keep it really simple. We give people a very value-based meal, but something delicious. From an incredibly wonderful burger that we marinate in beer before we put it on the grill, to fish and chips, hog hammers. We've got a wide array of wonderful entrees, but also wonderful desserts too.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers, buddy.
I'm gonna go meet Chef John in the kitchen.
Okay.
I'll start cooking,
Very
and
good.
I'll hopefully be eating.
So Chef John and Chef Keem took my spotted sea trout caught only a few hours prior and prepped it for consumption. They used one half for the distillery's classic fish and chips platter, and the other half was blackened to perfection.
Well, I'm glad I could help today. You know, I always
done so much.
Yeah, actually the guide helped, but we'll deal with that at another time.
The one that actually caught the fish.
Blackened trout, traditional fish and chips with my trout. Now for the hog hammers. These hog hammers, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pig foreshank
Okay.
right here. slow smoked, and then like I said, just drop back in the fryer to crisp them up. All that gelatin and stuff's already been slow roasted down so they stay nice and tender. Pig foreshanks in general, because of the nature of a pig, and because of what they're doing, spend so much time on their feet and weight there.
Okay.
You've got a lot of muscular there, like a lot of musculature stuff going on.
Got it.
And because of that, it's a cut you have to slow braise down for sure. But when you slow braise it down right, like I said, it doesn't so much cook it to temperature as it does melt the gelatins that are in the flesh binding it together. And then from there, just a little bit of jazzy sauce on top. And that's
There we
it,
go.
man.
Fish and chips with trout, blackened trout with all kinds of goodness there, and the hog hammers. And hopefully I'll be eating them here at the Distillery Ale House. It's up to you, crew. Let's go. Michael, this looks good. I cannot wait to eat because I think I'm gonna get the reward. I know I beat the run. I know I beat the biking, right? I got the time. Surfboard, 8 seconds. If you count the paddling, I got it. And Kevin and I caught this fish. We're good to go. You didn't catch that fish. I caught 2 fish. You didn't catch that fish.
Yeah, and you pummeled me with a surfboard.
That was not my surfboard. That was Hot Sushi's surfboard. Craig, come on, man. Last hope.
No.
I'm doing dishes. Hey, we'll talk later. Let's eat, fellas. Mike,